As Jordan Spieth's star rises, so does his profile on social media. Kyle Nelson is co-founder of MPVindex.com, a company that analyzes millions of data points to help identify who is tops on social. He joins us from Dallas. And Kyle, you can call Jordan Spieth kind of your friend, almost kind of like a client. He was like your guinea pig because you started this company with his father, right?
That's right. Good morning, Eric and Matt. Thanks for having me on. I'm glad you've got me on. Sean would probably be the better guy to interview today, but he's at the British Open. Yeah, I've watched Jordan grow up. In fact, I played with him many times at Brookhaven Country Club right down the street. And Sean and I, ironically, met on the golf course, playing around with a couple of buddies. So golf is a center point of kind of our relationship, and it's great to see Jordan doing so well, 2 off the lead in the opening day of the Open. So he's off to a good start. So,
but he's number 2 in the world in golf. He's number 4, as I understand it, in your social media rankings. What does that mean, and why is that?
Well, being number 4 in our social media rankings is not bad, considering that he entered the PGA Tour 2.5 years ago, and many that are on in our top 10 have been out playing golf on the PGA Tour for several years. So he's been a phenomenal rising star, both on the course and then off the course, on the course and then off the course from a digital perspective. And the wins at the Masters and the U.S. Open have skyrocketed his popularity, and fans are engaging on a regular basis with Jordan. And he takes social media very seriously, and handles all of his own social and does a fabulous job with it.
Kyle, you knew you were going to be talking to Matt and me. You didn't know, and I'm going to introduce him now, that David Zervos, Chief Market Strategist at Jefferies, is with us. He's an avid golfer and also newly arrived to Twitter, so I'm going to hand it to David for a second.
I guess I would just ask you, you're an expert on this. I'm a newbie. What is the driving force behind the move to Twitter? How do you guys see that as a business model for Jordan or any of the golfers that you're working with?
Well, Twitter, just in sports in general, Twitter is one of the most engaged platforms by athletes. The short form, 140 characters, athletes are driven toward it, as well as Instagram. And predominantly, there are more athletes on Twitter than any other platform. Second would be Instagram, and third would be Facebook, counter to what most people believe. And engagement on Facebook is very high, but the posting volume, where athletes like to engage the most, is on Twitter. And it's a great way for them to come off of the Open and start talking about their experience on the course. In fact, I talked to Dale Jr., a NASCAR driver, I think we all know, who is very passionate about engaging with his fans, other athletes, over Twitter. And it's just an easy way for them to communicate.
Hey, Kyle, I know that football players like to go to the EA offices and try and boost their Madden score. It's really important to them. When someone like Dale Jr. Comes over to talk to you, does he try and boost his MVPindex.com score? Does he ask you for tips about how he can do it better?
Actually, I did a webinar with Dale about 2-3 months ago. He's a very humble individual, number one. He's the #1 brand ambassador for many of the brands he represents, Nationwide being one of those. And he takes it very seriously how he supports those brands. And he goes to social media because it's a great chance for him to show his authentic belief around the brands that he works with. So absolutely, he's #1 in our index from a NASCAR perspective compared to his peers. And he's #1 from a digital brand perspective, representing brands like like NASCAR, and does a great job for his team, Hendrick Motorsports.
Absolutely. All right, hey, thank you so much for joining us. Kyle Nelson, co-founder of MVPindex.com. David Zervos, thank you as well.
David Zervos with a perfectly timed visit to Market Makers for Mario Draghi's ECB press conference.
And talking with us about Jordan Spieth because he's going to play a little golf.
Notice the scorpions on your tie. Those are pretty cool.
I'm a November baby.
Me too.
David, thank you very much, man.
Thank you, guys.
Great seeing you.